Yasmin Sooka was one of the 17 commissioners of the original Truth and Reconciliation Commission and served as deputy chair of its Human Rights Violation Committee, helping finalize the commission's report handed to former President Thabo Mbeki in 2003. That report recommended that those who were denied amnesty or never applied for it should face prosecution. But Sooka told the inquiry that in the years that followed, investigations were effectively frozen.
We were also told that the investigations and prosecutions had been put on hold, and I think this was around 2004, and that the whole system of dealing with it was put on hold pending the formulation of amendments to the guidelines for prosecutions. And I think the question that really worried me was, we asked them, did they intend to consult with civil society around any potential amendments? And of course, this didn't happen. And the guidelines were then issued around 2005. We, I think, finally managed to obtain a copy of the prosecution guidelines, which we circulated quite extensively to civil society. And it became quite clear that when you looked at the amendments, it was really going to be another attempt to rerun the amnesty process.
But these aren't just cases. They are a painful reminder of South Africa's past, from Ahmed Timmel, Neil Agate, Fort Kalat of the Craddock Four, to Chief Albert Luthuli, anti-apartheid activists who died at the hands of the state.
We, in fact, renewed our call for a standalone independent commission of inquiry to investigate the suppression of around 400 serious cases. And we pointed out that these involved murders and disappearances from South Africa's past. In our letter, of course, we pointed out that there was no longer a dispute, in fact, as far as we were concerned, around the political interference, and that had blocked several hundred cases in which amnesty had been denied or not sought. And we pointed, in fact, to the fact that senior officials representing the NPA had admitted under oath in 2019 that the NPA had succumbed to political interference in respect of the TRC cases, and the reference, of course, to that is in our letter.
The inquiry probing political meddling in TRC cases also heard how a special presidential pardon introduced in 2007 bypassed victims.
I think it's around March 2009, we supported an urgent application to interdict President Mbeki from using the pardons process. And again, we had to argue that the special dispensation that the president was using was again an impermissible rerun of the TRC's amnesty process. Only in this instance, it was being done quite secretly, and it went further by excluding the participation of victims. And thankfully, in April 2009, I think it was Judge Siriti who granted an interdict and prevented the president from using his presidential pardon discretion. That was, of course, followed in 2009 by Ryan Albert, a member of the Avia Beer, approaching the Concourt to overturn the interdict on the political pardons. And interestingly, in this application, he was joined by President Zuma. Now, it does make you think about the role that is being played by these two presidents in dealing with the political, these cases of apartheid-era political crimes.
The commission continues on Wednesday. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Veronica Makhoali in Johannesburg.